Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Monday, May 31st, 2021. It is Memorial Day. We will look back on the weekend's games from the Stanley Cup Playoffs, the NBA Playoffs, and Major League Baseball and WNBA. Look ahead to everything going on today. Then we will go over the Schwab Challenge in golf. We'll recap the weekend's Nascar races. We'll go over the latest news and notes, and I'll do my best bet of the day. We will start with the Stanley Cup Playoffs, as we will go over all the results from Friday night until last night, and we will look ahead to tonight. All right, Friday night, Golden Knights over the Wild 6-2 to win Game 7 as the Golden Knights advance to the second round. The number 3 star of the game with the goal, Zach Whitecloud. The number 2 star of the game with the goal, Max Pacioretty in his return. And the number 1 star of the game with a hat trick for Vegas, Matthias Janmark. Saturday, Canadians over the Maple Leafs 3-2 in overtime to force a Game 7. Jesperi Kotkaniemi wins it for Montreal after being a healthy scratch earlier in the series. Kotkaniemi was the number 3 star of the game with the overtime winner. The number 2 star of the game with 28 saves on 31 shots, goaltender Jack Campbell. And the number 1 star of the game with 41 saves on 39 shots, Carey Price. He's the reason why the series is going 7. Bruins over the Islanders 5-2 to take a 1-0 series lead. The number 3 star of the game with 2 assists, Patrice Bergeron. Number 2 star of the game with 3 assists, David Krejci. And the number 1 star of the game with a hat trick, David Pastrnak. Sunday, Game 1, Lightning over the Hurricanes, 2-1. The number 3 star of the game with the game-tying goal, Jake Bean. The number 2 star of the game with the go-ahead goal, Barclay Goodrow. And the number 1 star of the game with 37 saves on 38 shots, Andrei Vasilevsky. Avalanche put it on the Golden Knights in Game 1, 7-1, as Vegas goes to Robin Leonard, and that bites them in the ass. Not saying that they would have won the game if they went with Fleury, but jeez. The number 3 star of the game with a goal and an assist, Mikko Rantanen. The number 2 star of the game with a goal and 3 assists, Cale Makar. And the number 1 star of the game with 2 goals and an assist, probably your favorite for the Conn Smythe right now, Nathan McKinnon. And now, tonight we have 2 games, 7 o'clock CNBC, Game 7. Canadians, Maple Leafs. I don't think anybody would have expected this to go 7. This was the series that I would have least expected to go 7 games, but here we are. Toronto's a minus 210 favorite. Montreal's plus 176. Over under 5.5. Overs plus 112. Unders minus 140. Montreal plus 1.5 is minus 162. Toronto minus 1.5 is plus 134. Guess what I'm doing? I'm taking Montreal. Carey Price has been in a lot of big games in his career. Toronto has not closed out a series in years. And this dates back to 8 years ago, and they blew the 3-1 series lead against Boston and lost Game 7 in TD Garden. Now I think they're going to lose Game 7 on home ice. I went from thinking Toronto sweep to Montreal's going to win Game 7. So I'm going to go Montreal plus 176. As the big road dog. 7:30 NBCSN, the Islanders and the Bruins. The Bruins are minus 188. Islanders are plus 158. Over under 5.5. Overs plus 128. Unders minus 158. Islanders plus 1.5 is minus 182. Boston minus 1.5 is plus 150. This is a tough one. But I'm going to go with the Islanders to win game number 2 to even up the series. I think they're capable of winning a game in TD Garden. I know Game 1 went off the rails for them, but I think they bounced back in Game 2. So plus 158, I think, is a good number for the New York Islanders. All right, now we will do NBA playoffs and go over those games from the weekend and look ahead to tonight's games. All right, Friday night was an interesting night in the association. Hawks over the Knicks, 105-94 to take a 2-1 series lead. Trae Young, 21 points and 14 assists. Derrick Rose had 30 to lead the Knicks and 5 assists. Celtics over the Nets, 125-119 to get on the board in the series. Jason Tatum carried him 50 points, 7 assists. James Harden had 41 and 10 assists for Brooklyn. And the Clippers over the Mavericks, 118-108 to get on the board in that series. Kawhi Leonard, 36 points, 8 boards. Luka Doncic, 44 points, 9 boards, 9 assists in defeat. Saturday, Bucks over the Heat, 120-103 to complete the sweep. Brook Lopez, 25 points to lead the Bucks, and Bam Adebayo, 20 and 14 for Miami. Trailblazers over the Nuggets, 115-95 to even up that series. Norman Powell, 29 points. And Nikola Jokic had 16 and 9 for Denver. 76ers over the Wizards, 132-103 to take a commanding 3-0 series lead. Joel Embiid, 36 points for Philly. Russell Westbrook had 26, 12, and 10 for Washington. Jazz over the Grizzlies, 121-111 to take a 2-1 series lead. Donovan Mitchell is back, 29 points for Utah. Ja Morant had 28 and 7 assists for the Grizzlies. Sunday, Hawks over the Knicks, 113-96 to take a 3-1 series lead. Trae Young, 27 points and 9 assists. Julius Randle, 23 points, 10 boards, 7 assists for the Knicks. Suns over the Lakers, 192 to even up that series at 2 apiece. Chris Paul, 18 points and 9 assists. LeBron, 25 and 12 and 6 in defeat. Nets over the Celtics, 141-126 to take a 3-1 series lead. Kevin Durant, 42 points for Brooklyn. Jason Tatum had 40 and 7 boards for Boston. Clippers over the Mavericks, 106-81 to even up that series at 2 apiece. Kawhi Leonard, 29 points, 10 boards for the Clips. Luka Doncic had 19 and 6 for Dallas. All right. Only 2 games tonight, 7 o'clock on TNT. You have the 76ers and the Wizards. My projections for this game: Philadelphia by 11.5, total 228.5. Meanwhile, Philly is favored in this game by 8.5 and totals 230. I'm going to lay it with Philly. I think they complete the sweep tonight. I was wrong about this series. So give me Philly minus 8.5. They've just been so good. Washington could have won game 1, but they've fallen off the rails since. At 9:30 TNT, the Jazz and the Grizzlies. I'm at Utah 9, total to 25. Meanwhile, it's Utah 6, total to 25.5. I'm laying the 6 with the Utah Jazz. I did pick Jazz in 5. I'm going to stick with my gut on that one, so I'm going to lay the 6 with the Utah Jazz. All right, now we will go over the Major League Baseball games from the weekend, and we will look ahead to the games for today. All right, so Friday, Cubs over the Reds, 1-0. Red Sox over the Marlins, 5-2 in 6, as the game was called after 5.5 due to rain. Tigers over the Yankees, 3-2 in 10 on a walk-off homer by Robbie Grossman. Blue Jays over the Indians, 11-2, as the game was shortened because of bad weather. Royals over the Twins, 8-3. Padres over the Astros, 10-3 and 11. That's wacky. Athletics over the Angels, 3-1. Cardinals over the Diamondbacks, 8-6. Giants over the Dodgers, 8-5 and 10. And the Mariners over the Rangers, 3-2. Rockies Pirates postponed makeup date was Saturday. Same for Brewers Nationals. Braves Mets postponed makeup date June 21st. Orioles White Sox postponed makeup date was on the 29th, which was Saturday. Saturday we had a ton of doubleheaders. Doubleheader game 1, Pirates over Rockies 7-0 and 7. Rays over the Phillies 5-3. Doubleheader game 1, Brewers over the Nats 4-1. White Sox over the Orioles 7-4 in game 1 doubleheader. Twins over the Royals 6-5. Cubs over the Reds 10-2. Doubleheader game 2. Pirates over the Rockies 4-0. Angels over the A's 4-0. Red Sox over the Marlins 3-1. Tigers over the Yankees 6-1. Padres over the Astros 11-8 and 12. White Sox over the Orioles 3-1. Doubleheader game 2. Mets over the Braves 13-2. Brewers over the Nationals 6-2 and 7. Giants over the Dodgers 11-6. Cardinals over the Diamondbacks 7-4. Mariners over the Rangers 3-2, and Blue Jays and Indians postponed. Sunday, Rockies over the Pirates 4-3. Brewers over the Nationals 3-0. Tigers over the Yankees 6-2. Rays over the Phillies 6-2. Blue Jays over the Indians 4-1 and 7. Doubleheader game 1. White Sox over the Orioles 3-1. Royals over the Twins 6-3. Astros over the Padres 7-4. Reds over the Cubs 5-1. Doubleheader game 2. Indians over the Blue Jays 6-5. Angels over the A's 4-2. Giants over the Dodgers 5-4. Diamondbacks over the Cardinals 9-2. Mariners over the Rangers 4-2. Marlins Red Sox postponed makeup date June 7th. And Sunday Night Baseball between the Braves and the Mets postponed makeup date July 26th. All right. The games for today, 1 o'clock, ESPN, the Twins and the Orioles. I think they chose the wrong game for ESPN. I think Rays Yankees should be it. Personally, not. Twins Orioles, Rays Yankees is a by far better game. AL East game, obviously. Twins are minus 164. Baltimore's plus 138. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 120. Others minus 102. Twins minus 1.5 is plus 106. Orioles plus 1.5 is minus 128. I'm going to go Twins run line plus 106, minus 1.5 here for my pick. I think Brios will pitch well. Twins are starting to play a little better. Rays Yankees, Rich Hill and Jameson Taillon. Rays are minus 102, Yankees minus 116. Over under 8.5, overs minus 105, unders minus 115. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 168. Yankees plus 1.5 is minus 205. Rays are favored on the run line, but Yankees are favored on the money line. Usually the run line team comes through. I'm going to go with the Rays minus 102. Plus the Yankees look like a team that's spiraling. 2 o'clock, you have the Tigers and the Brewers. Tyler Alexander and Corbin Burns. Milwaukee's minus 245. Tigers are 2-1. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 108. Unders minus 112. Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 104. Brewers minus 1.5 is minus 115. I'm going over 7.5 at minus 108. Phillies Reds. Vince Velasquez and Wade Miley. Reds are minus 118. The Phillies are even money. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 120. Under minus 102. Phillies minus 1.5 is plus 168. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 205. Phillies are favored on the run line, but the Reds are favored on the money line. I'm going Phillies even money at the Reds. Vince Velasquez has actually been decent this year. 2:20, the Padres and the Cubs. That's a great game. Chris Paddock, we don't know, is going for Chicago. If the Cubs are a dog, I'll bet them outright. 3 o'clock, you have the White Sox and the Indians. Carlos Rodon and Tristan McKenzie. We don't have any lines up for that game, but I'll look at the Indians if they are a dog in this game. Maybe I'll bet the over if the total is anything lower than 8.5. 4 o'clock, ESPN, great game. Red Sox, Astros from Houston. You got Eduardo Rodriguez and Jose Urquidy. The Astros are even money. Red Sox minus 118, over under 9, minus 110 each way. Red Sox minus 1.5 is plus 136. Astros plus 1.5 is minus 164. I'm taking the Astros as a home dog. This is obviously the Astros' first time facing the Red Sox since the cheating scandal. Granted, it's in Houston, but there's going to be a lot of emotion for them against Alex Cora and his return as Red Sox manager. I'm taking the Astros even money against the Red Sox. Angels, Giants. Dylan Bundy and Johnny Cueto. The Giants are minus 152. The Angels are plus 128. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 108. Unders minus 112. Angels plus 1/2 is minus 162. Giants minus 1/2 is plus 130. I'm going over 8.5 at minus 108. A's Mariners. James Kaprielian and Logan Gilbert. A's are minus 126. Seattle's plus 108. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 106. Under is minus 114. Oakland minus 1/2 is plus 126. Mariners plus 1/2 is minus 152. I'm going over 8.5 at minus 106. 5 o'clock, the Nationals and the Braves. Joe Ross and Charlie Morton. The Braves are minus 178. The Nats are plus 150. Over under 9. Over is minus 102. Under is minus 120. Atlanta minus 1/2 is plus 114. Nats plus 1/2 is minus 137. I'm going to go with the Braves run line minus 1/2 is plus 114. I think the Braves are starting to turn it around a little bit. 6 o'clock, you have the White Sox and the Indians. Jimmy Lambert, and we don't know who's going for Cleveland. This game is not posted. But I'm going to bet on whomever's the dog in this game. 8 o'clock, ESPN, the Pirates and the Royals. Why is this game on ESPN? I don't know. It should be the next game I'm going to talk about. Chad Kuhl and Mike Minor. This is literally the worst game I've seen on ESPN for a holiday in some time. Yikes. Royals are minus 200. Pirates plus 168. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 112. Under is minus 108. Pirates plus 1/2 is minus 120. Royals minus 1/2 is even money. I'm going over 8.5 at minus 112. The game that should be on ESPN is being played at 9 o'clock between the Cardinals and the Dodgers. This should be ESPN. This is a good game between two perennial National League contenders. Jack Flaherty, Trevor Bauer. Great game. Why isn't this on ESPN? Come on now. Dodgers minus 100. Cardinals plus 168. Over under 7. Over is minus 162. Under is minus 108. Cardinals plus 1/2 is minus 134. Bauer and the Dodgers minus 1/2 is plus 112. I'm going with the Cardinals as the road dog here. This is Jack Flaherty. You'll never get Jack Flaherty as this big as a dog. First 5, the Cardinals, by the way, are plus 140, but I'm going full game. I'm taking the Cardinals plus 168. And last but not least, the Mets and the Diamondbacks at 9:30. Jacob deGrom and Merrill Kelly. The Mets are minus 180. The Diamondbacks are plus 152. Over under 7.5, minus 110 each way. Mets minus 1/2 is minus 102. Diamondbacks plus 1/2 is minus 118. I'm going with over 7.5. I think the Mets offense can do this by themselves. So give me over 7.5 with the Mets and the Diamondbacks. Now I'm going to do WNBA. I am going to go over the results from Memorial Day weekend and look ahead. Actually, no, we won't look ahead because there's no games today. All right, so Friday, Sun over to Mystics, 86-81. Sparks over to Sky, 76-61. Storm over to Lynx, 82-72. Aces over to Fever, 113-77. Saturday, Dream over to Liberty, 90-87. In overtime, Sabrina Ionescu probably had the worst game of her professional career. Mercury over to Wings, 89-85. Sunday, Sparks over to Sky, 82-79 in overtime. Aces over to Fever, 101-78. And the Lynx over to Sun, 79-74 in overtime. I got to have Jeff Maglicetti on the podcast, maybe later in the week, to do WNBA Nascar. So since we haven't had him on probably since February or March. So that's a goal within the next week and a half to get our friend Jack Maglicetti on the podcast here. Alrighty, now we will do results from the Charles Schwab Classic, or the Challenge, I should say, as we will go over those results. And your winner for the Charles Schwab Challenge with a score of 14 under, Jason Kokrak. Good for him. Second place, 12 under, Jordan Spieth. Tied for third with 10 under, Sebastian Munoz, Ian Poulter, Patton Kazir, and Charlie Hoffman. It would have been cool to see Charlie Hoffman win it, only because then would have been a Charles winning. Seventh with 7 under, Troy Merritt. Tied for 8th with 6 under. Lucas Glover, Adam Hadwin, Brendan Todd, Emiliano Grillo, Kyle Stanley, and Brian Harmon. Tied for 14th with 5 under. Taylor Gooch, Abraham Answer, Gary Woodland, Colin Moriqua, Doug Gim, Kramer Heacock, and that's it. Tied for 20th with 4 under. Kevin Streelman, Corey Connors, Daniel Berger, Justin Rose, Eric Compton, Vincent Whaley, Adam Long, Maverick McNeely, Tony Finau, Sergio Garcia, Wyndham Clark, and John Augenstein. Tied for 32nd with 3 under. Harold Varner III, Kevin Na, Cheng Sung Pong, Cam Triangle, Rafa Cabrera Bello, Ryan Palmer, and Nate Lashley. Tied for 40th with 2 under. Danny Lee, Kevin Kisner, Carlos Ortiz, Justin Thomas, Brett Horschel, and Kevin Kisner. Tied for 45th with 1 under. Richie Rowensky, Hudson Swafford, Robert Streb, Cam Davis, and Pat Perez. Tied for 50th at even. Henrik Norlander, Joaquin Neiman, Tyler McCumber, Brant Snecker, Matt Kuchar, and Byung-Hun An. Now we're just going to go through notables. Tied for 56th with 1 over Matt Wallace, Brock Stewart, Bryce Garnett. Tied for 59th with 2 over Walter Zalatoris, Doc Redman. Tied for 65th with 4 over Adam Schenk. Tied for 69th with 6 over Chris Kirk, Mark Hubbard. And then those cut. Sunjay M, Patrick Reed, Matt Jones, Phil Mickelson, Luke List, Adam Putnam, Mackenzie Hughes, Russell Knox, Scotty Scheffler, Patrick Rogers, Dylan Fratelli, Taylor Hogue, Lee Westwood, Dylan McCarthy, Joel Dahman, Tom Lewis, JT Potson. So, yeah, a lot of big cuts. And then the next golf outing is going to be this upcoming weekend, Thursday to Sunday, at the Muirfield Village Golf Club in Dublin, Ohio, for the Memorial Tournament. So that's the next one, and obviously we will cover it on the podcast. All right, now we'll do NASCAR from the weekend, as we will go over all the results from Charlotte. And we will start with the truck race. And your winner was John Hunter Nemechek. Your second place was Carson Hocevar. Third place was my pick of Ben Rhodes. Fourth, Stuart Friesen. Fifth, Todd Gilliland. Sixth, Chandler Smith. Seventh, Ty Majeski. Eighth, Derek Krause. Ninth, Austin Hill. 10th, Stain Smith. 11th, Christian X. 12th, Ryan Truex. 13th, Haley Deegan. Good finish for her. 4th, Grant Effinger. 5th, Jack Wood. 16th, Tyler Ankrum. 17th, Austin Wayne Health. 18th, Timmy Hill. 19th, Bailey Curry. 20th, Drew Dollar. The rest, Dawson Cram, Tanner Gray, Chris Wright, Danny Bone, Corey Roper, Spencer White, CJ McLaughlin, and Corey Agata, Keith McGee, Matt Crafton, Johnny Salter, Trey Hutchins III, Jennifer Jo Cobb, Chase Purdy, Sheldon Creed, Brett Holmes, Tate Fogelman, and Timothy Peters. And now, Xfinity results from Charlotte. And your winner, Ty Gibbs. Good for Ty Gibbs. Your runner-up was Austin Cindric. Third, Harrison Burton. I believe that was my pick. Fourth, Brandon Brown. Fifth, Tyler Riddick. Sixth, Chase Briscoe. Seventh, Ty Dillon. Eighth, Brandon Jones. Ninth, Jed Burton. 10th, Jeremy Clements. The rest, Justin Allgaier, Riley Herbst, Landon Castle, Alex Labb, Chad Fincher, Ryan Vargas, Jade Buford, Jesse Little, Justin Haley, Cody Ware, Josh Williams, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Stephon Parsons, Michael Annett, Brett Moffitt, Matt Snyder, Noah Gragson, Daniel Hemrick, Tommy Joe Martins, Colby Howard, Ryan Sieg, Josh Berry, AJ Allmendinger, Timmy Hale, Matt Mills, and Grant Effinger. And last but not least, the Cup results from Charlotte. And your winner was Kyle Larson, who got the pole, if I'm not mistaken. So, second win of the year for Kyle Larson. Second, Chase Elliott. Third, Kyle Busch. Fourth, William Byron. Fifth, Alec Bowman. Sixth, Austin Dillon. Seventh, Eddie Hamlin. Eighth, Chris Boucher. Ninth, Tyler Riddick. 10th, Kevin Harvick. 11th, Brad Keselowski. 12th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 13th, Ryan Blaney. 14th, Bubba Wallace. 15th, Daniel Suarez. 16th, Eric Jones. 17th, Joey Logano. 18th, Matthew Benedetto. 19th, Corey LaJoie. 20th, Michael McDowell. 21st, Cole Custer. 22nd, Eric Almirola. 23rd, Chase Briscoe. 24th, Chris Bell. 25th, Anthony Alfredo. Ryan Preece, Ryan Newman, Justin Haley, Martin Truex Jr., Cody Ware, BJ McLeod, Quinn Elf, James Davison, Garrett Smithley, Josh Belicki, David Starr, Ross Chase, and Kurt Busch round out the rest of the results. Now we'll quickly do the news and notes for today. There was some drama going on in the hockey game last night between the Knights and the Avalanche. Evander Kane chirps Ryan Reeves, who got a 9-minute match penalty at the end of regulation in that game. As Evander Kane says that he just has to play 20 minutes a night instead of the suspension. So Evander Kane getting in on the fun a little bit. A Celtics fan was arrested for tossing a water bottle at Kyrie Irving and is subject to a lifetime ban from TD Garden. So that's the third incident that has happened in the NBA playoffs with fans throwing items at players. We saw it at Madison Square Garden with spitting on Trae Young, but that was different. And then we saw the popcorn thrown on Russell Westbrook in Philadelphia. Now we see this in Boston. So New York, Philadelphia, and Boston, three of the more notorious fan bases in professional sports. The NHL is working on a Canada travel plan as the league and health authorities are working on travel exemption to allow teams to cross the border for the playoffs, for the semifinals. That's according to the Canadian press. That'd be good news if they are able to get that done. Anthony Davis has a grade 1 strain, and there is pessimism about the Lakers star status for Game 5 after being diagnosed with a grade 1 groin strain. And he is day-to-day. Kemba Walker did not play in the Game 4 loss. I don't know if it would have mattered. And Robert Williams didn't play either. The Atlanta Falcons will trade Julio for less, as the Falcons are willing to accept a hard second-round draft pick for the Pro Bowl wide receiver to avoid paying any of the $38 million owed. The Seahawks are eyeing Julio Jones, as Russell Wilson and Julio have discussed playing together as Seattle talks possible trade with the Falcons. And Kyrie also appeared to step on the logo, as a fan video shows Irving dragging his foot all over the C's logo at half-court post-game following the Nets' Game 4 win. Kevin Durant tells the fan to grow to F up. We're not animals. We're not in a circus after the incident with the bottle throwing. CP3 on sitting out. Hell nah. Says CP3 was not having it when Monty Williams said he was initially going to sit Chris Paul in Game 4. Obviously, Anthony Davis did not return in that game. Your winner of the Indy 500 was Helio Castroneves, as he celebrates his record-tying 4th title at Indy Motor Speedway. Dan Hughes retires. The Storm head coach and 2-time WNBA Coach of the Year is retiring, and Noel Quinn will take over as the head coach in Seattle. Congratulations to him on a fabulous career. Multi WNBA champion as well. So he'll be missed in the WNBA. Kelsey Plum makes it to the Olympics after missing last season with a torn Achilles, and now she's headed to Tokyo with USA Basketball. Good for her. Nito Niederreiter likely out for the series, as Rod Brindamore says that the right winger is very, very doubtful to play again after missing Game 1. Jared Butler enters the NBA draft, the 2021 most outstanding player. That'd be a big loss for Baylor if he were to actually get drafted and not come back to school. Patrick Mahomes wants to go 20-0 as the Chiefs quarterback wants the Chiefs to be the first team to go 20-0 with the expanded season. Julio Jones won't re-sign with the Blue Jackets. The defenseman informed the team he plans to hit free agency after the 2021-22 season. And the Cavaliers may look to trade Colin Sexton to avoid signing him to a contract extension. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. Tough call, but I am going to go with the over in the Giants-Angels game, over 8, minus 114 is my best bet of the day. So there you have it for the podcast. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything from today, from basketball and hockey playoffs to WNBA, baseball. We'll get everything tomorrow. Latest news and notes tomorrow. Maybe have an activity for you as well. Have a happy Memorial Day, everybody.